What's up, guys? Today we're going to be talking about why Monero is based AF. So first up, let's talk about this dude named Bob. He's your average Goku enjoyer, and he loves to spend all his money on this Goku stuff. However, the Glowies have been tracking Bob and his spending habits. They see he's been spending a lot of money on these Goku comics. This is raising alarms at the Fed's Glowstick Club. The Glowies are starting to suspect Bob is a high-ranking official in the Mexican cartel because his spending habits are very similar. But Bob isn't actually a criminal. He just really likes his Gokus. Now, how can we stop the feds from tracking our purchases so we don't accidentally end up as Bob? One way is this thing called cryptocurrency. And I'm pretty sure you might have heard of this cool thing called cryptocurrency, right? It's like digital money that's encrypted and all fancy. Bitcoin is usually the name normies use around here. But here's the deal. This Bitcoin and most of these cryptocurrencies are not as private as you might think. Yeah, it might be quote-unquote decentralized and all, but here's the issue. Every Bitcoin transaction and other similar coins is basically out there for the world to see, thanks to the transparent blockchain. It's like your financial life story just out in the open. And here's where it gets a little bit more interesting. When you use Bitcoin on these exchange sites, they often want to know all about you, like your ID, social security number, maybe even tax identification number, the works. Kind of takes away the whole privacy thing, right? Plus, there's the tax issue. Yeah, it turns out even your crypto can get taxed. I mean, if that's the case, is it really crypto anymore? Like, it ain't crypto if you're paying taxes. Bitcoin's not alone in this, though. Like I mentioned, lots of other cryptocurrencies have a similar issue. So, while Bitcoin might be the standard normie coin, it's definitely not a true crypto. But hey, that's where alternatives like Monero come in. We can dive into that in just a bit, but first, I do have a few other things to say why Bitcoin is not as private as you may have thought. So, like I mentioned, Bitcoin also has basically a ton of issues. And other cryptocurrencies try to swoop in and fix the issues with Bitcoin. But a lot of these cryptocurrencies have similar issues to Bitcoin, whether that be limited supply or way too volatile of a price, where the price fluctuates from, say, $1 per coin to over $1,000 per coin, and then back down to like 3 cents per coin. It's not good, basically. So that's the other issue, though. A lot of these cryptocurrencies might not be fungible, especially the ones with a transparent blockchain. Take fungibility, for example. It's a fancy word for saying that all coins should be created equal. For example, with Bitcoin, that's not always the case. Let me paint you a picture. So imagine Joe Schmo buys a pirated movie with Bitcoin. Sounds innocent enough, right? Well, not exactly. That transaction sticks to that Bitcoin like glue. So if that coin ends up in your wallet, guess what? You're carrying around some Morbius pirating Bitcoin now. And I don't think anybody's going to want a Bitcoin that pirated Morbius, right? So, you could try to avoid using that coin in the future, but that's quite difficult, especially with only one wallet. It's going to get combined. And that's the issue. So, this coin can now mess with your transactions, your privacy, and hell, even your ability to keep your account straight. So, the real issue here is that if you try to spend that tainted coin, people might turn you down. They might see that it's been used for who knows what, might refuse to touch it. Exchange sites might even ban you for suspicious activity, and you're left scratching your head. Like, even though you didn't do it. So, and then here's the cherry on top. Bitcoin, it's got a limited supply. So once all of the Bitcoins have been mined, that's it. You're just stuck with it you got, good or bad. Eventually, every single one of those coins are going to have some kind of sketchy reputation. Of course, they could circumvent this by maybe limiting how far they search back into the blockchain, but probably not. So we're going to now move on to cash. So, cash. You might be thinking, what's wrong with good old cash? It's not like there's trackers following it around, right? And for the most part, you are spot on. Cash is pretty handy, especially for those quick transactions. However, cash does have some glaring issues. You see, cash and fiat, for another word is just government issued money, have their fair share of issues. First off, they're centralized. That means every dollar bill that you hand over is tied to the big guys up in the government. And you know what that means. Taxes, my friend. Yep, businesses gotta cough up their share, and guess who ends up footing the bill? You got it. Us regular folks. Now picture this. You're stuffing some cash away for a rainy day, and you decide to put the money under your mattress. Smart move, right? Well, not exactly, because while your money's chilling under the mattress, the government's out there printing more and more money, just cranking that lever. And what happens when there's more money floating around? Yep, you guessed it. Your hard-earned cash starts losing its value faster than you can say the word inflation. And let's not forget about the digital age. Cash might be king in the physical world, but online, not so much. Try buying something from your favorite website with a wad of bills. Yeah, that ain't gonna happen. Plus, there's always the risk of somebody swiping your cash when you're not looking. After all, it is a physical item. Easy pickings for sticky fingers. In fact, you could even accidentally damage your money on your own, which is another thing you gotta worry about. Anyhow, so while cash might have its perks, it's not exactly the golden ticket to financial freedom. But don't worry, we've got some alternatives up our sleeve that might just do the trick. In this case, we only got one, and that is either gold or Monero. That's actually two, but shut up, I didn't say anything. Credit cards. Those nifty little plastic rectangles that we all carry around everywhere. Get this, 100 years ago, credit cards would have seemed absurd to the average normie. Like, imagine the concept of borrowing money from somebody. Like, back then, just completely unheard of. Like, if people knew that debt was not a good thing. Anyhow, that's not what I'm talking about. Credit cards are no doubt super convenient, but there's still a lot of issues with that. First of all, data breaches. Ever heard of them? Unfortunately, they're all too common with these credit cards. Your financial information's at risk, floating around on potentially insecure banking apps, and in fact, even if you're carrying one of those new like tap-to-scan credit cards, somebody could just walk by with an NFC scanner and just steal all your credit card information. And there's also surveillance. Credit card companies are all over it, tracking every little purchase you make, buying groceries, they're taking notes, building a whole new profile on spending habits. Pretty creepy. But wait, there's more. Identifying theft is a biggie. With credit card information just waiting to be swiped, you're constantly at risk of having your identity stolen and your bank account drained. Not exactly a comforting thought, huh? So yeah, credit cards might make life easier, but they come with their fair share of headaches too, and quite frankly more than I have time for. Now, let's get to what we've been waiting for. Monero. Monero isn't just another cryptocurrency, well, maybe it kinda is. It's a game changer in the world of financial privacy. Unlike Bitcoin and Ethereum and all those other cryptocurrencies, Monero prioritizes privacy and security from the get-go. But what necessarily sets Monero apart? Well, with Monero, privacy isn't an afterthought. Like I just mentioned, it's built into the core of the protocol. Monero uses something called random X. Monero, every transaction is private, unlinkable, and untraceable, thanks to advanced cryptographic techniques like ring signatures, stealth addresses, and ring CT. This makes Monero a true fungible currency, meaning every single coin of Monero is worth exactly the same. This also means that your financial transactions remain confidential, shielding you from prying eyes and unwanted surveillance. And like I just mentioned, the biggest standout feature of Monero is its fungibility. Unlike Bitcoin and all the other coins that can be tainted by their transaction history, every Monero coin is indistinguishable from another. This ensures that all Monero coins have equal value and can be freely exchanged without fear of censorship, discrimination, or any other things you could think of. Fungibility is crucial for maintaining privacy and preserving the integrity of the Monero network. And then the next thing, decentralization. It is at the heart of Monero's philosophy. Unlike traditional financial systems that are controlled by central authorities, like governments, big banks, all this stuff, Monero is decentralized and community driven. There's no central authority or single point of failure, making Monero resistant to censorship and manipulation. Anyone can participate in the Monero network, contributing to its security and resilience. And I personally think the best part about Monero's decentralization is that there's no taxes on it. There's just there's no taxes, no transaction fees. In fact, I heard it transfers in 1 minute, which is insane. I heard Bitcoin and all the other stuff, they can have upwards of a day for transferring and also confirming all that. And then the other thing, Monero, not a single bit of information you need to carry on you to send or receive Monero. You don't need to enter your social security. You're basically 110% anonymous, which I think is awesome. Now let's explore the practical applications of Monero. So there's a website I actually want to show. It is called Monerica, which is like a yellow pages of all the different sites that support Monero, which it's pretty neat. I'm going to put the link in the description if you guys want to see it. Anyhow, Monero offers a wide range of use cases where privacy and security are paramount, whether you're buying goods and services online without leaving a trace or supporting causes anonymously. Monero empowers you to take control of your financial privacy like never before. Now, you guys might be wondering, how do we use this newfangled Monero? If you're interested in diving deeper into Monero and learning how to mine it, be sure to check out this YouTuber Mental Outlaw's video. I'm going to link it in the description. He provides valuable insights on setting up a GUI wallet using, I think it's Monero Wallet GUI, that's what it's called, and delves into the why and how of mining Monero. Now, guys, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to share it with your friends. Sharing not only spreads the awareness of Monero, but also helps to bring more people onto platforms like Odysee, where free speech and privacy are prioritized, along with decentralization. For more information on Monero, check out the links I've posted in the description. I've also attached a cool little graph I found on Reddit that shows basically the grade of Monero.